Hey, what's going on, guys? Sean Mathis here, CEO and founder of the Insurance Lead Genie, and I want to talk to those of you who have invested in direct mail. Maybe you're currently direct mailing and you've noticed your response rate has gone down, or maybe you used to do direct mail and you're thinking about getting into it, but you've heard mixed reviews on whether or not it works. Let me first tell you that after working with thousands of business owners, I have noticed that probably the most consistent response from agents who have been around in the business a long time that says that results are that they can depend on come from direct mail, believe it or not. And a lot of people don't think so, but it is actually a very viable way to generate leads, and there traditionally is a good response rate. However, over the last several years, direct mail response rate has gone down and cost has continued to go up. So this has a lot of agents who have been spending $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 or more a month in direct mail, noticing a significant decrease in return on investment. And I've done a case study evaluating some of the top agents around the country who do direct mail, and we've done some case studies comparing our system with their traditional direct mail measures. And I want to show you the results of what we were able to get there, because I think you'll really like what we have to show you here. Okay, so let's just look at kind of direct mail traditionally, and some of the pros and cons here. Again, over the history of direct mail, it's traditionally produced rather predictable results. But here's what's happened over time with the advances of mobile marketing and digital marketing. The results have really diminished, and like I said, the cost has gone up. Reaching consumers via direct mail is very expensive. Depending on how you do it now, whether you hire a designer, whether you do your own printing, all of these can affect the cost. But on average, you're looking between $65 or 65 cents and $1 per piece. All right. Direct mail takes a lot of time. I've heard of some agents who actually sit there and stuff their own direct mail to save costs, but it takes time. You've got design, and if you are designing your own, if you're not a great designer, that's going to definitely have an impact, right? So oftentimes you've got to pay somebody. So there's time and there's expense in getting it designed. You've got print costs, you've got delivery, and then the response rate. You've got to wait for it to get there, and then you've got to wait for them to respond back, right? And the busier people get, the longer that response rate on direct mail takes. Conversion rates are typically between 0.5% to 2% on a good day, which makes it very difficult with the rising cost of direct mail to see any positive return on investment. And it can be very difficult to measure. The targeting can be difficult. Most mailing list providers are giving you very limited data and scope. You're getting, addresses, you're getting names, maybe some targeting on income or net worth or some things like that. But for the most part, it's very limited in scope. You're often not getting phone numbers, you're not getting emails, which makes it a purely inbound marketing approach, right? So you have to wait on people to respond to you. You don't have any insight to whether or not you can respond to them, because you don't have any way to respond to them, because you don't have phone numbers and emails. And even if you wouldn't know who to respond to, because you don't know who opened it, who got it, who received it, who threw it away, who was interested or not, right? So you just send it out and you kind of hope and sit and wait, cross your fingers that somebody's going to call in. So typically it takes a lot of time and consistency in order to even see positive results. So, direct mail, you're typically looking at something like a 6 to 12 month campaign and commitment before you start seeing any sort of consistent results. But if you do that, you will see consistent and pretty predictable results. Again, it just takes a lot of time and it's very costly. Let's look at just kind of for easy math, 1,000 pieces of mail, right? One mailer equals one impression, right? That means you got a marketing piece in front of somebody and they were able to see it, right? You got an impression. So typically 65 cents to $1 per mail. That's $650 to $1,000, and that's going to encompass the design, the print, the postage, right? And that's average. And so based on the average response rate, you're going to see 5 to 10 prospects respond. You'd have to close 20% to get a single sale out of that. You'd have to have a 20% closing rate to close a single sale, and maybe you do. Let's just say you do have a 20% closing percentage, and you close a sale. All right, at 20% closing rate, that's going to be $65 cost per lead, best case, right? That's if you got the 10 leads at $650, that's $65 cost per lead, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, you're looking at $200 cost per lead, right? And if you break that down, on average, you're looking at about $100 cost per lead. Guys, that is extremely, extremely expensive, right? So what if you could, with direct mail, if you could get in-depth targeting filters, you could get income, credit, marital status, job titles, industries, phone numbers, emails. Guys, those are so important. But if you could get all of that, you could get the number of kids they had, you can get age of kids, you can get cars they drive, you can get renewal rates, mortgage information, all of that, interest, right? What if you could get all that and you could send a custom piece to each of those prospects based on the targeting of that particular list? Right, see, a lot of times you don't have the insight to really know the interest and life events going on within a household, so you just got to send something generic, which is what attributes to such a low response rate. But what if you could send a very targeted piece? And what if you could get a marketing piece to that entire list instantly, right? You didn't have to wait for design, you didn't have to wait for print, you didn't have to wait for delivery. What if you could get that out instantly and you could see who checked their mailbox, you could see who opened it, you could see who trashed it, you could see who talked to their spouse about it, who put it on the fridge or the counter to get to it later, etc. What if you could see all of those insights? What if you could get an instant response from customers? What if you could send 5,000 to 10,000 pieces for less than the cost of 1,000? What if you could automate the design, the delivery, and the response rates? What if you could see real-time metrics of when they're at their mailbox opening it, when they open the envelope, when they read it, when they put it on the kitchen counter or on the refrigerator? What if you could see all of that in real time? And what if you could automate the follow-up with those prospects who are engaging with that mail, who are opening it, who can see it, who are at the mailbox? What if you could do that? Absolutely. You're saying, well, I would, right? Absolutely. If you could see every person who opened your mail and you had their phone numbers, would you not call them? Of course you would. Right? Well, that's exactly what we've built with the Insurance Lead Genie system. I'm going to show you some actual results with our system and exactly how this works. So we provide the leads, over 150 different ways you can target them. We do all the design. We do all of the sending. The only difference is you can still direct mail, but we're going to do it in a digital mailbox. We're going to do it via email, and we're going to do it on autopilot. And we've built it and we've got the results that are going to show you. Here's an example of somebody, just 257 contacts. We were able to get 24 people request a quote out of one mailer, 257 people. Guys, you will never see that. That's a 10% conversion rate. 24 quotes on the first send. All right. So here's another one. You stretch that out over 30 days. We have somebody with 1,700 contacts. You can see how many times we've been able to send to that group. And we see 785 people of this 1,700 open. Now, that's unique, right? Now, I'm not a mathematician, but that's over 50%, guys. What if you could send a piece of mail and you could see that half of them read the mail and you had real-time notifications of when they read it? Would you not pick up the phone and call them? Absolutely. Well, what if you had a system that maybe you can't handle that volume and you could automatically respond to that person with an email or with a text message the moment they open it? And what if you could drive them to your website to schedule an appointment on autopilot? Guys, that's exactly what we're doing for you guys. We're driving inbound leads in real time, live calls, live responses, exclusive lists. When you're using our system, nobody else is marketing to that list. 100% exclusive. Here's another one at 5,000. We're able to get 11 campaigns out to them, and we're able to get over 30 quotes to this list. Can you imagine what it would cost you to send 39,000 pieces of mail? Not even affordable. This happens instantly. We design it, we send it, we host it, we manage it, we send all of the leads in real time. We can integrate with your CRM. Check out insuranceleadgenie.com if you want to learn more and see how this can work for you. If you don't like your mailing list, you don't have a way to respond, you don't have a way to track, you need real-time metrics, and you would like to have a system that does all of this on autopilot, click the link, schedule a demo. I want to talk with you. Give us a call, 469-300-5225.